Hey everybody, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and I'm here to do February layout share. I'm excited. I got a lot done this month and I had a lot of fun. Starting off here with my layout that I did for the Spiegel Mom Scraps February blog hop. We were teaming up and got to use these beautiful flare buttons here. And that was a lot of fun. So if this is something you're interested in seeing a little bit more of, you can hop onto my blog at christysbeautifullife.wordpress.com and there's more about it there. But I really loved it. I'm just documenting the last game of the season, the Whitecaps game that we went to. And this is a little bittersweet because it will be the last game we get to go to. We probably won't make any games this year because baby girl is coming. And the first game starts actually this weekend, but it's a lot. I just can't manage to deal with it right now. So maybe at the end of the year we'll be able to go to a game, but if not, for sure next year we're gonna go. So it's something that's very Sean and I, and it's something we like to do and dates we like to go on. So I really wanted to document that. And you're gonna notice that I've started to go back to my, I don't know why, I can't help it, but there's a lot of things that are based off of white cardstock. So I tried all last month to try to do as little as possible, and then it's like I forgot the rule. So, oh well. I did get a lot of little fun things used up in my stash as well, so that made me happy, including this little bit of a frame here and some pattern paper I've had in my stash for a little bit. So stuff like that's always really nice to get used up. Then I have this layout, and this was a fun one too for Valentine's Day. It is to document Jackson's first Valentine's Day, and the challenge was the fact that we weren't allowed to use the, what did I challenge myself not to use the word Valentine's Day within my title, but you were supposed to add hearts into your title or something about love. And this is what I came up with, and I love it. So I titled it First 14th, and then Happy Valentine's Day is up here. This is a re-scrap. I had done his first Valentine's Day, but didn't really like the way it had turned out. So I really wanted to re-document it, and this I like a lot more. I do have hidden journaling. That is exactly the journaling that was on the other one. It's just now not so, you don't read it. It doesn't talk about much. It just kind of talks about what we did that day. While Sean was at work, I took him to see my mom and my grandma. So that was kind of fun. Backed it, did a nice little border. Again, the white cardstock, but with this one I think it's okay. I actually prefer it because your eye goes to the photos more. And I use kind of the same pattern paper. I really have been trying to use up my stash this month. And so things that have been just kind of on my desk from the layout before, I'm noticing that I'm grabbing them to add them onto the next layout. So that's kind of where that came from. And again, this one I just did for the paper issues challenge, and it was also for a Trendy Tuesday because I was able to use these awesome cork little hearts from the shop. The next one is for the series I do with Caddy, and we are currently using Dear Lizzie Saturday collection. And I believe that this one we were doing a recipe challenge. Nope, it wasn't a recipe challenge. I do not remember what the challenge was, but that's okay. I know the pattern papers though, so the goal was to use this really pretty, oh, I do know what the challenge was. It was, we challenged each other to use mixed, like I had to use mixed media in something besides teal and my go-to colors, and Caddy had to do journaling on her layout. So we challenged each other to try something a little bit new. And the pattern papers for this one were this really pretty yellow paper. This one that I painted with yellow as well, the red, and I think this, maybe there's only 3. Oh, nope. And there was camera paper that I just used a little tiny bit there. I was able to get some washi tape on it and some other just little bits and pieces. It was really neat. I did again where I painted on the color of the thicker, so it colored it. And it's literally talking about what the title says. So my my son and his huge blue eyes. But this was a fun layout. I had originally done some mixed media on it and I didn't like it, so I had to kind of redo the whole layout. But I did do the same black stitching around. I'm doing that on all 4 of the layouts for this series. But I also backed it with yellow so that the yellow is really prominent, and I like that a lot. And added this little black, which is the border from this piece of pattern paper. So it was a fun layout to create. My son got a hold of my little thicker here and put it in his mouth, so it's in rough shape, but that's all right. And then the next one is for my lift and sketch. This was the sketch version, and I had so much fun with this layout. It was really fun to do. And I ended up following the sketch kind of. The sketch was to use 2 photos kind of staggered and then your title, and I did that, and then I did my own thing with it as well. Here I'm liking the fact that it's more pattern paper heavy, and then there's just the little border of white. This I like. So I've done a few layouts where you can see the pattern paper, but I did kind of take on some of this more green color that I don't normally use. So that was really fun. And then I did paint my thickers black, and I did a little tiny bit of hand stitching with just doing the plus signs and some hand stitching there. And this is just talking about my son back last May was just kind of starting to learn to play on his own, and our May was crazy warm and like summer weather, so he got to play outside, and he just sat outside, like literally he's sitting on our doorstep here, just kind of playing, having fun before his bedtime, and so I just wanted to document that. And then this was the challenge that I got invited to be a part of with Megan and Ronnie Sue host. They do their scrappy challenges, and so they did one this month, and it was to use a non-themed product on a themed type photo. So what I ended up doing was picking 2 separate themes. So it's a Christmas photo, but I use Valentine's and summer paper and embellishments to do a Christmas type layout, and I had a lot of fun with that. It was a great challenge, and I got a lot of really fun little things used up. I love my title. I titled it House of Yum. I thought that was really cute. Got to use up a little bit of my new supplies. I used up some really old washi I've had. That made me super happy. Did a little cluster. I haven't done this type of clustering in a long time, so that was nice to kind of bring that back. I took in using some banners, so that was really fun as well. And then I have journaling because I didn't know where to put this. I was thinking about placing it down here, but I just didn't think it was going to fit correctly. So instead, it slides in really nicely right here next to the date. So that was a really fun layout. I had a lot of fun being able to be a part of that challenge. I've never done a scrapper challenge before with Ronnie and Megan, so I really enjoyed it. I had fun. Again, did some more stitching, banners, all that fun stuff. And look, there's pattern paper, and if I could show you the back of this, it was my all-time favorite summer floral that I trimmed it so I can use the other side of it for a little something somewhere else, but I totally used the pink side to document this. I couldn't believe, I was so proud of myself for using that piece of paper because I have been hoarding that for a really long time. And then here is another layout for Trendy Tuesday. I had so much fun with this. Valentine's Day fell on a Tuesday, so I had to create a layout about Valentine's Day. And I don't have, any recent pictures of Sean and myself from 2017 yet. I just have our New Year's Eve photo. So I just took the 2 extra photos I had from our soccer games from last year, used those to place into the hearts, used the Heart Day collection from Crate Paper to use the rest of it. Did my journaling here. I used a bunch of sequins from the Spiegel Mom Scrap Shop along with these awesome feathers. I love these felt feathers. They're my favorite thing in the shop. And then I also used, this is new, these little awesome, huge, they're big cork arrows. So they're really fun to use. So I used that as well. And then did hand stitching in different colors, and it was really fun. And it is a white background, but I think that there's enough to it that it's gonna work. So the only issue is you're gonna see I've done 3 layouts now for 2017 and they're all with white. So I'm gonna have to make sure I really look at the next few layouts I do for January and pair each of these with a layout that has pattern paper as the main background there. So there's that layout. And then I created another layout, and this one was being inspired by the mood board on paper issues. And I had so much fun with this layout. I did this for my Be Inspired and Use It Up. So I was kind of going through some stuff, looking at what I wanted to do for my giveaway for the month of February. If you don't know, every month this year I'm doing a stash giveaway. And so I was going through my stash and I came across these Amy Tan 6x6 pad, and I was like, oh, these triangles would be so cool if I cut them out. And so I did that, and that was my starting point, and then it just turned into this. And I love it. I used some more of the Heart Day collection. I did a lot of Heart Day collections. There's another one of those awesome flares that we were teaming up with Creative Embellishments for. These are so pretty and beautiful, and I love them. And this isn't Creative Embellishments. Who was this? Oh, I totally forgot her name. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll leave a link. She has beautiful flair though. And so I did that. I finally broke into my Hazelwood collection here. I backed it with a piece of Maggie Holmes paper, just a tiny bit of it. And I got to use all this pink because it's a layout about myself. And it's talking about fall, but it's also talking about how I didn't take as many photos as I normally do during the fall because of the way pregnancy's been going, but how I love this photo because you can just start to see my bump, but I could still see my feet, and just some fun little things there. I do have a process video for this if it's something you want to see a little bit more in depth and closer to, but I had so much fun with this. And again, that white background, but I don't know why I'm so hard on myself. If that's what I gravitate towards, maybe I should just go with it and just let it be. But I do find when I flip through my albums, I like to have the variety of white, and then next to it having something that is more pattern paper too, because just seeing white as a background, at least in my eye, is a little boring. So I'm trying not to do it, but it keeps happening. And then I did my very first episode of a new series I'm doing with, her name is Leah Ray, and it's called Scrap Liftable. So we're going to do once a month for now until I can figure out my routine of when the baby comes and how much scrapping I'm actually going to get done. And this time we used a fun scrap lift. I took it on as this, like these 4 should have been photos staggered, and instead I used pattern paper, which I had a lot of fun with, and then just one main photo. Did my title, used 3 different sets of stickers from sticker sheets. That was really fun to get that used up. Finally broke into these houses and cut them apart a little bit to use some of that. That was really neat. Did some mixed media, and then I backed it with a piece of beautiful floral paper as well. And this is just talking about how we made it a pretty big priority that every evening, as long as it was decent enough and not too hot and not too late, we went on a walk in the summertime to be active, let Jackson go to the park and all of that. And it's really hard to see him, but Jackson's running ahead of us right here, and then there's Sean. And I just really love this photo. It's such a summery photo, and it is something that we really did try to do. So I wanted to document that as well. And again, stitching, I think I did stitching on basically every layout this month, so can't help it. I just love it so much. And then here's another layout, again with the white, but you know what? I don't even care. I love it. It's another Trendy Tuesday, so this is for the Spiegel Moms Scrap Shop. I was highlighting these beautiful sequins along with using some of the stars and another one of these really big, awesome heartfelties. These are new to the shop. And I just wanted to talk, I've been kind of meaning to document this layout for quite a while, actually. It's the camera I got back in 2013 before Jackson was even born. We got it so we could document Jackson, and I just never documented the fact that I got the camera. So it was nice to be able to do that. I used some vellum. This is vellum from the Crepe Paper Boy collection, I believe. Cool Kid collection, whatever it is. I backed it with some Maggie Holmes paper so that the green kind of stood out. So this I don't think is too bad because there's pattern paper and color here and then just a little bit of white. So that is a little bit more in my comfort zone, and I like that even though it is still white. Did, you know, my type of journaling where there's lots to say, but it's along the side here. Drew my own heart, played. I was doodling a little bit and having fun. I wasn't sure if, the nice thing, I was like, it's white, so if I don't like it, I can scrap it and not worry about it. And then just a little cluster here as well, and that's it. But yeah, it's just talking about the new camera I got back in 2013. It was something I bought during Cyber Monday, and it was the first time I'd ever purchased anything for Cyber Monday, so that was kind of something neat, and I documented that in there as well. And then I'm on to my other episode of Obsessed. This was really fun. This one we had to do a bingo challenge, and so what it was is, the way I do bingo is I don't just pick like diagonal or anything. I go to the letter, pick something from the letter, and use that. And so for B, I used a single photo. I used washi tape. For the N, I had a free spot, so I decided to do the color red, which it's pinkish, but it was meant to be red. And then G, I used 3 patterns, which we had already decided to use for this one. So it's this really pretty polka dot here. And then this right here, it's really hard to see because I didn't use a whole lot of it, but it's just this awesome little checkered thing here. And then also the little taxi cabs, I cut 3 of them out and used them there, but that was all a piece of pattern paper. And then finally for the O, I used something all about me. So I documented, this is a photo I took while driving, and I know it's not safe to drive and take a photo. I swear to God, I was driving. I literally just had my camera on waiting for this one little thing, quickly picked it up, snapped the photo, and put my phone down. I'm not one to drive with my phone. I'm really against it. I just really wanted to document this photo. So please feel free to tell me how horrible it is and how unsafe it is. It's the only time I've ever done it. So anyways, I know it's bad. I apologize for my lack of judgment in trying to get the photo. But then I just did a little bit of embellishments here and there. I had really fun. I finally didn't color in these thickers. I was proud of myself about that. I did, of course, do the stitching here. You can see it. I did butt everything up so the angle's like this. But I don't know, it's fun. It's very messy, very much not my style whatsoever, but it's still fun and I like it. And it's gonna go in my book of me because it's talking about something that's about me and how I don't anymore because I'm on, well, technically I think I'm still on medical leave, but maternity leave. And, but it's something that I did 5 times a week, and I love this drive, and it's a beautiful drive, and so I just really wanted to document that. And then 2 more, so 3 more, I think. This is the last episode of Lift and Sketch for the month, and this was so much fun, you guys. So this is a scrap lift of the fabulous Kelly Barron, and she created her 2016 highlights layout, and it was all on the angle, and it was beautiful. And so I wanted to take that on, and I didn't know exactly what I was going to do. I knew the photos I was using, but that was it. I kind of knew about my title and all of that. But I came across this piece of pattern paper from, this is Simple Stories, and it's their Valentine's line. And so, this piece of pattern paper is so pretty all in itself, it doesn't need much. It didn't need me to do much to help highlight anything. So I just took on the pattern paper, placed my title, placed my photos, did hidden journaling because the way I had placed my photos, it would not have worked. It's not quite at the same angle as this line is. So as I was writing it, it would have looked really funny. And it's just talking about how I've been doing a lot of sitting in this waiting room, waiting to see my gestational diabetes doctor because I do have gestational diabetes and I'm currently on insulin at night to just kind of help along and not let my blood sugars get too high at night because my body has a hard time producing enough insulin while I sleep. Anyway, so there's a lot of waiting around that I have to do. And so it's just documenting that, but in a very beautiful way. So I had a lot of fun, and this may be my favorite layout of the whole month because it's just so pretty. And I love this piece of pattern paper. So there's that. And then there's this one. This is one I did one night. It's for the Victoria Marie Valentine's Day Challenge, but I didn't post it in time because I just didn't. The end of this month has been a little crazy. But what I did is one night I was playing, I happened to come back across these pattern papers for the Amy Tangerine collection, that I was working with on the other layout. And I really like the colors. And I wanted to kind of just play around, and I didn't really know what I was doing. So I took a sheet of white pattern paper and just played around with a stencil that I own, kind of doing very much like Hannah Lemieux does. And that's kind of what I was actually talking to my little group of scrap friends and saying, look, I'm getting my Hannah on, because I was just playing, took in some of my shimmers, painted it, and all of that. I had done something else that I didn't like. It had kind of ruined it. So I cut out the pieces I had done that I did like, layered them, thought, oh, that's really pretty. Grabbed a photo. This is a photo of my duvet cover that I have waited to get, and I just wanted it to be the perfect duvet cover because they're expensive and all that. And so I finally found this one and I love it. And so I just want to document that. And then I just took little pieces from the Hazelwood collection, did my title. My title caused a little bit of controversy online. Again, the world's probably worst speller, and like my grammar is, I just don't pay attention. I just do things. I'm like, yep, that looks right to me. I just don't double check my work like I should. And so I had done Y-O-U-R without the apostrophe and the E. And I posted it and it was brought to my attention, not in a mean way whatsoever. The lady was very nice about it. I actually had 2 people do it, and one of them I thought was the way she did it was actually quite cute and was probably the way I would do it if I was, good with my spelling. Anyway, so it brought on a lot of controversy, but it was fun, and I've had a really fun conversation on the Scrap Gals about it because of my error, so that was really neat. But anyways, this is just to kind of document something playing. But I did this really, really late one night, and because I've learned about myself that I am not a nighttime scrapper. This took me 3 hours, and if I did this during the day, I would have been done with it. An hour, tops maybe an hour and a half, maybe. But it would not have taken me as long as it took me to do that night. And I had had coffee, so it wasn't that I was tired. Mentally, I was probably or I wasn't physically tired, I was probably mentally tired. And so I find that I'm much slower scrapping at night. So I've learned that about myself, and I'm going to try to adjust and probably not scrapbook that much at night. I don't do that a lot anyways, but I was in the mood to scrap that night. But this is what came out of it, but it took me forever. And finally, my very last episode for Trendy Tuesday for February. I love this layout as well. It is a scrap lift of Megan, so Crafty Maggie, and she had created a layout that's a lot like this. I think she did it of her son playing in the snow, I believe is what it's of. But I have loved that layout and have been wanting to scrap lift it for a really long time. I literally took the same pattern papers. Basically, I didn't have a couple of them, but took the same collection, same pattern papers, and just redid the layout. The only difference is where I place my title and my journaling and this little bit of stuff here. Other than that, it's an exact scrap lift, and I love that. I love how we can do that, find inspiration from other scrapbookers and create another layout that fits your own style. And this is just talking about how, though this has been a rough pregnancy, let me tell you, this is not as smooth sailing as it was when I was pregnant with Jackson. It has, however, now that it's towards the end, has gone really fast. So I just wanted to document, and that's basically exactly what the journaling is saying. Is it might have been a little challenging, but it's so close to being over, and I'm so excited to getting to meet our daughter and all of that. I just really wanted to be able to document that and get it into our album. So again, on white paper, but I think with these patterns, it's gonna be okay and it'll work. So there you have it. I got a lot done this month, as you can see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 layouts complete for the month of February. That's really fun and awesome. I am going to participate in Calvin Ball for March. I'm really excited about that. So you should probably see an even larger pile for me. I'll probably split that share in 2 like I did last year. And yeah, things are going well. Baby is due the 8th of April, but we are pretty sure she's coming in March. Just with the way things are going, they're pretty sure they're going to induce me a little bit earlier. But we will see what happens. So stay tuned. I've got some more stuff coming up soon, and there will be more stuff and more things for you to see on my channel. So thanks everyone so much for watching and being a part of my channel and supporting me. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!